absolutely no one asked for this, but by now you know that I don't really care about that and I'm just gonna do what I want. So when I thought about the concept of realistic 3D Thanksgiving dinner nails, I could not rest, I could not sleep, I could not help but stay up until 2:43 in the morning to get them done. Now these texture gels are new to me, but this is one of the essentials that we need for getting realistic food textures. The potatoes are probably what I struggled with the most, but then we pulled out our tried and true moldable gels, some people call it fantasy clay. All I know is it makes my nail fantasies come true because look at these tiny individual toasted marshmallows, and we're only one nail in. Now this is probably a good time for you to leave your most loved or most hated Thanksgiving dish in the comments. I really love how green bean casserole looks, but I'm just mostly in it for the crunchy onions on top. At this point, I thought the green color was perfect, and I was really proud of how the translucent sauce ended up turning out. But because I felt like I maybe did too many marshmallows on the sweet potato casserole, I wanted to go a little bit lighter with the toppings this time just so we can see what's underneath. And now, this might be my favorite nail of the bunch, even if it's not my favorite Thanksgiving food, because hello, realistic turkey slices, because we use the texture gel and short little brush strokes to kind of get that grain on the protein. And you can't tell me I did not eat with the slightly translucent gravy with the black pepper flakes peeking through. But we're still not done, and to break up all this brown, we just had to have a cranberry sauce. And okay, it's not the most realistic, but I didn't want it to look gross, so I kind of styled the drip a little bit and used rhinestones to add a little bit of, I don't know, light peeking through. Yeah, I think that works. We're moving on. And last but not least, the nail that probably gave me the most grief, because I was working through different methods of trying to get that swirled potato texture and volume right, and I ended up using all of the tools and products you've seen so far. And since we're going a little more realistic, I ended up making the melted part of the butter more clear by adding some top coat, and we really needed some contrast, so I threw in some black pepper flakes and chives on top. And chat, I hate to say it, but I think we cooked with this one. I could not be happier with how these turned out. The different textures and all the dimension is just as perfect as my DIY self could possibly get it. This is another one of those moments where I just want to pat my weird little brain on the back, and I genuinely don't know if I'm ever going to be able to top this. Am I going to get weird looks from my relatives during dinner? Probably. But are these also some of the best nails I have ever done in my entire life? Oh yeah.